In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Gnoll Fang of Yeenoghu is a medium fiend of challenge rating 4, with an armor class of 14 and 65 hit points. They have a +3 in strength, a +2 in dex and con, a 0 in intelligence and wisdom, and a +1 in charisma. They have a +4 to con saves, a +2 to wisdom saves, and a +3 to charisma saves. They have a trait called Rampage that other Gnolls possess, where if they drop a creature to 0 HP, they can take a bonus action to move half of their speed and make a bite attack if in range. The Fang of Yeenoghu has a multi-attack making 2 claw attacks and 1 bite. The bite has a +5 to hit and deals 1d6 +3 piercing damage, and imposes a constitution save of DC 12 that if failed results in an additional 2d6 poison damage, giving a full damage potential of 6 to 21 in a single hit. The claw attacks have a +5 to hit as well, and they deal 1d8 +3 damage, a potential of 4 to 11 per strike. By description, the Fangs of Yeenoghu are similar to their fellow Gnolls, with the exception of slightly more demonic features. They serve Yeenoghu directly, furthering the Demon Lord's goals on Faerun, which are relatively straightforward. Kill all things that stand in your path, and dominate all people who are not Gnolls. Rage and ruin are his domain, and so his fangs sow it wherever they go. As a DM, I would use the Fang of Yeenoghu as either a final standalone boss in a dungeon or storyline that's been filled with Gnolls, or as part of a larger, deadlier encounter for low to mid levels. The strategy that I use in these type of fights depends on whether or not the Fang is alone or has backup. Alone, the strategy is pretty straightforward. Have the Fang single out troublesome creatures and beat them unconscious, then move on to the next. If the Fang has several melee targets around them, I would split the multi-attack up with the claws being against the tankier players and a bite against those with lower constitution for the poison save. In the case of having a group of Gnolls with them, I would combine the strategy from the last video with the above. I would have the Fang attack the tankiest of players, tanking and dealing damage for its entire pack, while the other Gnolls attack the players in flanking maneuvers, with 1 or 2 archers striking from further back. As said in the last video, Gnolls are not really based on any myth, but the name is likely taken from Lord Dunsany's short story, How Knuth Would Have Practiced His Art Upon the Gnolls. These creatures are likely meant to be fey in nature, but some have argued that they might be more eldritch or demonic, given that they live and hunt in the dark, and exist in a home secluded from the good Christian villagers who live nearby. The Fang of Yeenoghu has a direct connection to the Abyss, solidifying the creature as demonic in origin and nature. There really isn't any comparison, since we have no real myth to connect to, but it is interesting that the Demon Lord Yeenoghu is referenced as a possible creator of the Gnoll race, since he is not a creator, but a force of pure destruction. He is deified by the Gnolls, and they adhere to his tenets of warfare, domination, and brutality. Yeenoghu is not a mindless demon or beast, unlike his legions of Gnolls. He is often likened in the source material to a violent, warfare-inclined trickster who uses manipulation to increase his standing and power, as well as brutal violence to seal the deal. Interestingly enough, back in 2nd edition, the Gnolls worshipped Gorelick, a chaotic evil demigod of the Abyss, who would periodically travel other planes and lairs of the Abyss with an ever-growing pack of hyenodons, giant demonic hyenas, and gnolls. His influence waned over time, and eventually Yeenoghu crept in and inserted himself into the pantheon of the Gnolls, stealing control of the Gnoll race away, much like the crafty burglar Knuth creeping into the home of the Gnolls in Lord Dunsany's story, from which the Gnolls get their name. If you enjoyed that video, consider giving it a like and giving me a follow. And for more of my videos, you can find me on Twitch @Moglaroo, YouTube @Moglaroo Streams, and TikTok @Moglaroo Streams as well.